Design a life you never want to retire from. Today, I want to challenge a common belief retirement. Most people think freedom is retiring, but here's the truth freedom isn't retiring, freedom is creating a life you never want to retire from. Think of it like this your potential is like a Ferrari car, power, sleek, capable of incredible speed and performance. But what happens if you park it in a garage and let dust collect on it? The car deteriorates, rust sets in. The engine that could have taken you to new heights never moves. That's exactly what happens when you retire from life, or worse, from meaningful work. You shrink your potential, you shrink your opportunity, you shrink the horizon you could have explored. Now imagine the alternative. You start driving that Ferrari every day. Every journey, every turn, every challenge expands your horizon. Suddenly, the world isn't limited. You are discovering new roads, new possibilities, new versions of yourself. Every problem you solve, every skill you learn, every experience you take on adds to your capacity to grow. Your life becomes endlessly exciting. Here's why it matters. Humans are wired to create, explore, and solve problems. If you stop, if you park your Ferrari, your mind shrinks along with your potential. You never realize what you could have learned, who you could have become, or the value you could have created. Every journey expands your horizon, not just outward but inward. You discover new strengths, new ideas, new ways of seeing the world. You understand more, you create more, and you become someone who doesn't just live a life but designs it on purpose. Look at people who never retired. Richard Feynman explored physics even late in life. He was addicted to discovery and the world benefited from it. Elon Musk works obsessively, not for money, but because the problems themselves excite him. Mars colonization, sustainable energy, AI, every challenge expands his horizon. Leonardo da Vinci spent every day inventing, painting, observing. The man never stopped growing. The lesson is simple retirement isn't freedom. Shrinking your life by stopping growth is the opposite of freedom. Real freedom is choosing work and experiences that constantly expand your horizons. So, this is the challenge. Identify the work, the projects, the problems that make your heart race. Things you will never want to stop doing. Start designing your life around them. Drive your Ferrari. Explore the roads. Learn, grow, expand. Because freedom is not about stopping, freedom is about embracing work that stretches you, excites you, and teaches you something new every day. That is how you create a life you never want to retire from. The horizon isn't fixed, it's yours to expand. I want to retire by 30 and just chill. Sounds good on paper, but actually doing it can drive someone mad. Why? Because human beings are problem solving animals. Work, routines, challenges, they give life structure and purpose. Without them, the mind starts creating imaginary problems or simply stagnates. David Deutsch would say that an unproblematic life, a life without challenges or creative engagement, is essentially a kind of death. You might be physically alive, but mentally and creatively, you atrophy. So, freedom isn't about escaping problems, it's about choosing which problems you engage with. The ones that excite you, the ones that push your understanding forward. An unproblematic state is a state without creative thought. Its other name is death. Freedom is not a passive state of comfort. Freedom is the active capacity to create, solve, and improve. If your life has no problems worth solving, no ideas worth exploring, then your creativity dies. That's when retirement from meaningful work or running away from challenges is dangerous. You may think you're free, but you are effectively shrinking your potential. Freedom isn't given, it must be fought for. A pessimist can never fight for freedom because when you are a pessimist, there's nothing to fight for. That's why pessimism and authoritarianism often goes hand in hand. David Deutsch would argue progress, personal or societal, requires optimism and the belief that problems can be solved. A pessimist sees the world as hopeless, meaningless, and therefore has no motivation to act. Freedom then is the ability to tackle meaningful problems, to expand horizons, to innovate. Those who lack hope or ambition surrender to stagnation, and authoritarian system thrives on that stagnation. So freedom is not the absence of work, problems or responsibility. True freedom is the ability to engage with meaningful problems, to create, to explore, to expand your horizons without limit. A life without challenge may seem peaceful, but it is a slow death of potential. Do not retire from curiosity, from learning, from creation. Do not chase comfort at the cost of growth. The mind that ceases to solve problems is the mind that ceases to live. Fight for freedom, choose optimism, embrace challenges that excite you, and above all, design a life so compelling, so rich in purpose and learning that you will never want to retire from it.